The text is really there to understand the concepts, and the workbook is there to experience it, experience the letting go. Um, and so, a lot of times, the workbook, in my experience, it leaves out obvious explanation that like should be there, or so I thought while I was reading it. But it's not meant to the for the understanding. It's meant for tiny gradual steps in the letting go of this architecture that I'm holding on for dear life, like it's my survival. And the thing is, we are. That's one of the mysteries is all this architecture that I hold on for survival that beat me up so much. Like I have to achieve it, and I have to do it, and I have to do this, and I have to achieve like me, or I have to maintain the expression of beauty and uniqueness, or I have to whatever, right? We have all these stories that we whether it's my temperament or your temperament or new ones that you take on, or humans are so unique. All of it is an architecture that I am holding on to, that I have created. It's my miscreation, and uh, if ever it doesn't feel good, well, I can let it go and let it fall apart, and then receive the life that the Holy Spirit has created for us. Another creation, another made up life. But that made up life is more peaceful, is easier. But it requires me letting go, and it feels like falling apart, and it feels like destruction or fear, or fears more like death. And anytime it feels like death, knee jerk reaction is to be like, oh, no, no, no. You know, I don't know. What was I? Oh, when I go to the chiropractor, you ever go to the chiropractor? Mm-hmm. He's always adjusting me, and he's like, "Okay, relax." And he's like, put my neck in a place that hurts. He's like, "Okay, relax." I'm like, I can't relax, And he's like, "Just relax, let it go." And he's like tapping like a nerve in my spine that's sending pain up my body, and he's telling me to relax. Well, I'm like, I'm telling my body relax, and it will not relax. It just won't. And that's kind of how life is. We know I should relax. I should let go. Well, why am I not letting go? And it's such a habit, first of all, but it's such a survival mechanism. And so if you can't let go, and you want to let go, and you know you should let go, and then you still hold on, what do you do? Well, don't get adjusted. Exactly. Just cover it up. Drugs. Uh, you could do that, and people do that, actually. I think that's a more common tactic. Um, but the other thing you can do is just realize there's nothing to do and just stay aware. So if the more I can stay aware that I am holding on and I can't let go, if I'm aware of that, it's actually a really great step. It's a momentous step to be aware, because gradually we've got to where we are. Gradually, we've got to where we are. In fact, I've spent my whole life getting to where I am, to have the resistance to where I have resistance, to have the habits to where I have habits, to have the clutching where I have the clutching, and to have the kicking where I have the kicking, and all those things. It's my whole life. In fact, according to course and this kind of thinking, you've had many lives, thousands lives, maybe millions of lives, to have built up the habits that you have right now. And so it's kind of silly to think you could just let it go, like right now, if you think of it that way. Um, you could, and you, not you, I'm looking at you because I'm right in front of me, but you as in us, humanity, uh, you can give yourself a break and realize, wow, I'm taking incredible leaps and bounds to be even to be aware of this dynamic. I've spent maybe millions of years in this dynamic, and I didn't even know it was there. This is incredible that I'm even aware of this. Yeah. It's incredible that I can have a desire to even move past this, to realize there's more than my body's desires, and there's more than what the personality has given me as directive for my life.
Yeah, I've done that.
Right. To go from not knowing that you did not know to finally starting to realize that you didn't know.
Yeah, talk about a miracle. It's a miracle because you don't have any option of knowing what you don't know. There's no option in there. There's no option, but now there is. Praise God. Okay, that was a good intro, and we're done for today. Making myself feel better. By the way, I make myself feel better all the time. In case anybody is wondering if I'm talking to them, I never am. Oh, okay. Verse 19? I think we're on 19. Verse 19 in the text, chapter 1. Miracles make minds one in God. They depend on cooperation because the sonship is the sum of all that God created. Miracles therefore reflect the laws of eternity, not of time. Our minds are one in God. Miracles make minds one in God because they are one in God. And a miracle is, once again, stepping out of this linear progression of magic where I'm going to make something different in the world. And it realizes that there's one in God. And the reason why loving my neighbor is loving myself is because it's just that one main consciousness that we all share. And so when I change my view, or at least attempt to change my view of another, or realize, oh, what is the judgment that's flavoring my view that makes them seem like so reprehensible? What is that? Could there be another? Can I make up another situation? In essence, change the film so that the light shines through it different, and I see them differently. Can I make that up in my mind? And sometimes that's a practice, because there's another version of them that could be seen. And the reason I can see them differently, or they can be different, is because it's actually one consciousness that's projecting through my beliefs, the lens, to make them seem like they are. And the crazy thing is that same consciousness, or that same light, is projecting through a lens so that I can see me. And so when I have a problem with somebody, there's that light projecting through the lens so that I can see me in a certain way. And there's the light projecting through that same lens, a portion of it, so that I can see them. And the light is not the you that's bothered, and also the uh, the consciousness is not the you that's bothered. It's the lens. So you're the lens, and the person is the lens. Everybody's the lens, but there's only one mind that has the whole show going. So that's why when I sit in the seat with Jesus in the theater, and I watch it, that's why I can be more at peace with the dramatic show that I put on.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Yes.
I feel like the last couple of days I've been doing that, and I don't know if I'm gonna have any understanding of this, but I feel like the only way right now for me to kind of let go is to slow down. And when I slow down, I feel like I'm a lot more docile. I feel like I'm not
Like physically slow down?
Physically slow down and mentally slow down, so that I can release the judgments and everything. And so
like slow down, like you're like breathing
and just not answering. Like Charlie was like, can I spend the night? And I said, I can't answer that right now. And I just kept driving. And I was like, instead of getting caught up in, I don't know, can you? What do we have to do? Where do you have to be tomorrow? You know, and my brain.
That's a huge step. Good for you.
But it's hard because I feel like I'm not being there for these people, you know, in my life where I'm like, sorry, not right now. You know, but I feel like that's where I have to be in order to get to the place where I can be.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
It does.
It feels really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's kind of mean.
Well, just look at the results, and you can, from the outside, is it more mean to rev up and go nuts and sometimes
Right.
blow up, or is it more mean to rev down and slow down
Yeah.
and tell everybody to wait? And yeah, they might get annoyed at that, but
She was okay. About 10 minutes later, after driving, because I was thinking about it slower, I was like, well, you do have camp tomorrow, so no sleepover, but.
I like it. You even got the tone right now.
Yeah. But you can hang out for a couple hours. I'll pick you up after Bible study.
What is the thinking too? You're like, well, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean and have them miss out on all my thinking. But what is that thinking? That planning, that calculating? A lot of times when it speeds up like that, it's not like Holy Spirit working.
Mm.
It's analyzing, and what are you analyzing? Well, you're really bringing in all the past to figure out what things mean, and then you're throwing it all in the future to predict, and it's big. It's you can feel the ego game because it feels stressful, feels attacky,
Yeah.
it feels protecty. Like I need to protect, or I need to attack, or I need to, all those things, because it's all this ego stuff. And what you're doing, from what it seems like, is, I know. Don't worry about my editing requirements.
Can you just sync them together?
I'll sync them together. Yeah. Yeah. No. So I think it's wonderful that you can slow down and just say no. I don't know. Let me consider.
Okay. When you say it like that, I think I don't feel so bad.
Anything that makes you feel bad is actually a ego game. If you feel bad about even if you feel bad about all your ego and you want to get rid of the ego, that's the ego. It's all ego. You can tell it's an ego game when you start to feel bad, because ego is a pulling down in resonance that attempts to pull you away from unity, which of course is not possible if you're already unified. But you don't ever know it unless you feel bad.
Okay.
And so if you feel bad, you know it. You're like, oh, and then you get a chance to let that go, whatever that is.
Okay.
And the ego is really tricky.
Yeah, fucker.
It's real tricky, man.
Rascal.
It's such a rascal. But, at the same time, we don't have to be too upset with the whole game, because this is what we're doing here. It's not even a bad game. It's just a really, really persuasive game.
Yeah.
How do you get out of it? I don't even know. I mean, you're going to eventually get out of it in like a quadrillion years. Got anything for us, Sue?
I'm just wondering maybe the thought that's making you feel bad is like the possibility or the belief that's telling you that you could be a bad person or a bad mom or whatever by not.
Yeah,
but that's not the case. And you're not like ignoring her completely. You're like, I can't answer that right now.
Yeah. Well, like
So
with Jared, with my husband, he'll say, like yesterday or Monday, he was like, "Do you think I should go to Bible study here, or should I go drive to kickball and take it there?" And I was like, "Well, I think that's a decision you need to make, because I would make a lot of decisions for him, and it would give me anxiety." And I feel like he understood, like, that I wasn't trying to be mean. But I think at first it took us both back, because I am so used to just making that decision for him.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives me anxiety. And I think it takes a little pressure off of him. But I also think it does give him anxiety that I'm making the decision for him.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Well, especially when you think of marriage, there's dynamics in marriage that are just it overcomplicates, right? It's not just one swirling; it's like multiple swirling, and then multiple swirling patterns of all these people in the marriage and the family create new patterns that any individual is unaware of. And so it's possible that the new habit is he checks with you. I mean, this happens all the time with Carolyn and me.
yeah,
I check with her because I want to make sure that she is honored. I want to make sure I'm not
Yeah.
getting her upset. I
I
want to
think
make
he
sure
does
that
the same
she's
with
okay
you.
with it,
Mhm.
all that stuff. And I would probably rather just do what I wanted, but I learned not to do what I wanted,
Yeah.
And so
Check in because you're
yeah,
married. Because
that's
your
right.
wife makes you check in.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And so maybe he does want you to make a decision. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe
I don't
he's
think he
just learned.
does. I think, like you said, he's learned to check in.
Yeah.
Like, do you want me? If he would have said, like, do you want me to take it here or do you want me to take it there? Then I would have been like, whatever you want,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think this is a decision.
Right. Well, I know it's really
It's
tricky.
it's changing. It's a change, but I think that this is for the better. I think this course, and what you said on Sunday kind of helped me to realize that, I need to let go.
Yeah, you do. And this is the biggest thing that any human will ever do. It's a big deal. So give yourself a break, at least a lifetime.
Yeah.
Let's see. Miracles are make minds one in God. Depend on They depend on cooperation because the sonship is the sum of all that God created. Miracles therefore reflect the laws of eternity, not of time.
What's the sonship?
The sonship is all of us, all of humanity. The sonship, there's actually one son.
Like, right, yeah.
There's one.
So Jesus wasn't the only one.
Jesus is not the one. Jesus is not the sonship.
Yeah.
Jesus is a son of God, but Jesus is not the son of God, as in there's only one.
Yes.
We're all expressions of God, each one of us.
Yes.
And so much so that there's one body. Just like we have a body with like a trillion cells, God's body, God's son, is all of us. It's not physical. It's not. It says the language of the course is in masculine, but it's just it's mostly because it's based on like Shakespearean type.
Of course. I mean, how
language.
Would you say that in
neutral language? I don't know if there is.
Like childship?
Yeah. You could. It's just the language is kind of more Shakespearean, so
yeah,
comes out like that.
We can appreciate it.
Yeah. The non-dual text that's out there, like there's some there's this book called I Am That by
They, them.
no, it's actually not like that. That's funny though. It says, oh yeah, it's the first like non-pronoun book. I am that. Anyway, it's a non-dual book, but it's like very difficult to understand. I mean, this is difficult to understand, but when you take out all like the normal language that people usually use, it makes it hard for us to harder. Anyway, sonship is all of us, and so when I look at everyone as the same, because we are the same, we're just different expressions of the same body. That's a really good way to look at it. You're the same as me. Ego says you're different. Spirit says you're the same.
Okay.
Miracles therefore reflect the laws of eternity, not of time. One of the things the course says is doing the course saves time, and in fact, thousands of years of time with every forgiveness. So
I can understand that.
Miracles reawaken. Verse 20. Miracles reawaken the awareness that the spirit, not the body, is the altar of truth. This is the recognition that leads to the healing power of the miracle. 20, yeah. The altar, and we've talked about this a lot. The body is the center of most of our lives, but to switch it to spirit as the center, that alone That alone is enough to change a whole life.
Okay.
21. Miracles are natural signs of forgiveness. Though miracles, or through miracles, you accept God's forgiveness by extending it to others. So, if the miracle is forgiveness, how is it a natural sign of forgiveness? The whole course is written, based on how I understand it, on baby steps, so that you can slowly accept the unknowable, because unlearnable, and the knowing is a remembering, really, of who you are, and letting go of all these things that you're not. And so a lot of times, language, you're like, why is it written that way? Sometimes I'll read a sentence like 5 times, and I'm like, that's poor English. Just can't even read it. So sometimes I'm not completely on board or even understand what it's saying. But that seems redundant. But my understanding is that miracles are forgiveness. Miracles are letting go, and it's pointing to the outside, where we want to see a miracle out there, but the miracle isn't out there. If you accept the miracle, through miracles, you accept God's forgiveness by extending it to others. So you can't forgive others as in change them. The accepting God's miracles through a miracle, through a letting go of my lens that I see the world through, that I'm holding on so tightly, I accept God's forgiveness by extending it to others. There's not a linear progression there. It's all at the same time. So it's not like I forgive you that you've wronged me, and then you accept my forgiveness, next step, and then you open up, next step, and then I see you've opened up, and then I feel better, next step. It's not. It's the instant I let go, the world changes. And the only way that could be, that doesn't work that way in our life. Someone really upsets me. There is a progression. There is a linear progression of, I work it out. I make amends. They act different. Maybe they forgive me back. Maybe they don't. Maybe they forgive me back later. It's like this progression. But when I change the lens in the view of the world, my lens that the light's shining through, that's the film that the light's shining through. As I sit in the theater, the movie changes instantly.
Mm-hmm.
I took the kids to the movie, and we went and saw How to Tame Your Dragon.
Yeah, good one.
It was awesome, the new movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were the only ones in the whole theater.
What? Really?
Nobody else.
That's cool.
And so the kids were kind of roaming a little bit. And I'm watching a movie. I watch the movie. Then all of a sudden, the whole movie screen, the giant screen, is a giant head. I'm like, the shadow of a giant head. I'm like, what the heck? Oh. And I turned around, and they're like all the way at the top of the theater with their head in front of the projector. They're like, get down here. So
That's funny.
yeah. So instantly, the whole movie that I'm wrapped up in, that completely has me engrossed. I forget I'm sitting in the seat. Instantly, I'm out of that movie, because it got the light got blocked, or the light in particular, the light shining through that film got blocked, and my movie stopped.
Wow.
So that's a picture of what's possible. We want change like that really fast, but we want change in the world, and then we think it's working. But it's not change in the world that makes it work. It's what film we're shining the light through. Or sometimes, instead of changing to a new film, which is also just an ego game. I mean, if we're going to make up a life, might as well make up a good one, right? It's not a bad thing. But sometimes, through the practice of meditation, or the practice of slowing down, right, just kind of points to what you're doing. You can just practice not changing the film. Practice letting the film go, and just being quiet and letting things work out. Procrastination is a wonderful spiritual practice.
I think it is.
I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything.
It is.
It's not going to do anything.
No, for real.
Yeah, I know it is. It is. I mean, we can use anything for separation, but it's
for me right now. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I think it's a very appropriate strategy.
Yeah.
Push it back until it bothers me or goes away.
Yeah. No, for sure. Well, and anything else?
When you have so much fire on your chart.
Me?
Put a little asterisk in there.
I do.
Does Layla have a lot of fire?
I do.
Oh yeah, she's all fire.
I'm all fire.
All fire.
All fired.
No, that's not true. Not entirely, but like the big three are all fire. There we go.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of different personalities, and it's nice to have some fire on your team. If you're all water and you're all air, no fire, well, that sucks. Let's get a little fire on there.
Yeah.
Are we good? Want to go on? Is that enough for today?
Whatever you guys want to do. What time is it?
What do you think, Sue?
Yeah, we made pretty good progress through the text, huh? And
2 verses?
yeah.
Dang.
3.
Few verses. Yeah.
3 verses.
3 whole verses.
Really?
A lot of times you just do one.
Hour, right?
Yeah.
So fast, I'm like kind of dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at?
That was good.
All right. Well, that seems like plenty for today.
Okay. Sounds good.
But yeah, it really is like for somebody who doesn't have so much fire, then that would be the opposite advice of the divine.
That's right.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. There isn't one solution for any of us for anything, because to an extent we all have the same stuff, right? If you've ever heard of a fractal, you know what a fractal is?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
A fractal, if somebody doesn't know, is a reoccurring pattern, and so it's you can get those generating images that show how a fractal works, where it opens up into maybe like a snowflake type pattern, and each end of the snowflake opens up to the same pattern that the main pattern has, and it can opens up forever that way, or it zooms in forever that way, and it's pattern within a pattern within a pattern within a pattern, and each pattern within the pattern is the same pattern as a whole. And so
I forget what's the name of that one. The
snowflake one.
Yeah, the one that looks like a meditating Buddha and
yeah, there's some good ones. I don't remember either.
Yeah, there's anyway.
Generally speaking, a fractal is that recurring pattern that can fold in on itself forever or expand forever. And that's what we are.
Is it called the tree of life?
The tree of life
pattern?
is
that a pattern? This one?
I don't know. The tree of life is from the Kabbalah, and that's what I know the tree of life is. But that might be a pattern too.
Oh, I don't know what the Kabbalah is. Oops, that's for another day.
Kabbalah is Jewish mysticism. It's pretty awesome. Come on, I need Sue to.
Mandelbrot fractal.
Oh yes, that's
Mandelbrot.
But we all have a fractal nature about us as well, in that each one of our expressions, we often have a uniqueness about us, but these expressions that we have this thing usually that we're dealing with for whatever reason, and that thing keeps on showing up like your whole life. And you think, I've overcome that thing. Why is it? What happened here? And if you pay attention, it's kind of like going up a steep hill that's really high. And so when you go up a steep hill that's really high, you got to use the path that goes around it. What was that?
Nothing. I was like, climb straight up with ropes. That's what I was thinking.
You could do that, but that's very hard. Most people don't do that.
Yeah.
Most people take the path, and the path is always walkable. And if it's walkable and the hill is straight up, it has to go around and around and around with appropriate elevation. So you have appropriate progress in appropriate time and appropriate uh, physicality. And so to do that on a straight up hill, you have to go round and around and around. And so when you go around, you can come to the same thing, but every time you see it now, you're at a different elevation, and it may seem, oh no, this is happening to me again. Like, my vanity, like my temperament personally is vanity and achievement, to be accepted, uh, uh, trying to overcome that I'm not enough or there's not enough, like these kind of things, these concepts, these ideas that I've lived in my whole life. But every time I get to them, if I'm paying attention, it's from a different elevation, and it's affecting me in more. If I pay attention, it's affecting me in more and more subtle ways, more and more subtle, more and more subtle, more and more subtle, and to the extent that people will say to me, like Layla does, "Oh my gosh, you don't, I never even see that in you," and then my vanity's like, "Hell yeah, because I'm fucking awesome." Uh, but you can, you learn, like, for example, in my case, I know how to let things go. I know how to look certain ways. I know how to engage in certain ways. I know how to deal with my own stuff, and I can deal with it quicker versus before I could hours, days, years,
Sure.
And so that's the same with all of our stuff. That's the same with your fire, so to speak, and my water, and or people's need to negotiate with people, or people's need to fight with people, or people's, all this stuff. It's all the same stuff, and we have the same stuff, and it shows up over and over and over again, and we get to look at it in new ways if we're intentional, because you can go up the mound and you can go down the mound, right? It can get worse if you aren't aware and you don't pay attention. You can go down the other path. I don't think so. It seems that you have an option of not moving on the path, though, because there's a current in this world, in this expression of a world, and the current will pull you down the path, and you'll start to see the same thing again. But now the fractal nature of whatever that is uh, gets more extreme, as opposed to more subtle. So
For sure. Yeah, you can never stay still.
you,
If you're as long as you're alive, you're either moving forward or you're stagnating, which is, death.
which is death.
hmm
Hmm.
Which is just a reset as well, right?
Yeah, which is not so bad. It's not that bad, and ultimately, none of it's that bad. But that's one of these concepts that actually starts to move you up the path, and you start to elevate. It's not that bad. They're doing
Yeah.
the best they can. Hey, I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah.
Like, I literally have no idea how to deal with my mom right now. She's driving me absolutely crazy, and I don't know. It just feels so horrible to engage with her
Are you being serious?
huh?
Oh.
To engage with her in any particular way, in any way at all. It's like I'm like in total disgust with her, but it's a lifelong thing with her, like lifelong. And so I'm like, well, how, I don't know how to do it. I'm like trying my best to act lovingly, but I'm feel like I'm um, feels like I am uh, like supporting a deranged, crazy person.
So, like, in that instance, do we have to have these people in our lives? Like,
Well, no, there is no, like, ultimately there is.
like,
There's,
do you not learn that lesson? Like, if you just go, I'm not doing that. Is it like I'm not doing that this lifetime?
well, yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can
So
definitely just opt
it's
out.
gonna come back.
This is not, the thing is, it's not something that you ultimately get rid of. So, for example, I know that this is an opportunity for me. I know my mom's an opportunity for me, because how bad I feel. It's like she drives me crazy with her consistent hounding of whatever it is. Like she thinks she needs money or she needs something, right? And she just like text, call, text, call, and
You
it's
can't
like,
just ignore it.
oh, I could, but then there it is. I can't turn my phone off, I could block her, but then I'm thinking the whole time.
No.
Then I'm thinking the whole time, oh, I'm blocking her. It's like, it's this thing. I can't.
I don't block people.
That's
funny.
But then I go into, oh wow, well this poor person is suffering, and she is suffering.
Sure.
She's suffering like crazy. Now she's suffering in ways that she's created, every single one, and in fact, I've been a part of every step of her way for the last 50 years.
So crazy
that I have been telling her and giving her wonderful advice that she does not take, and so on top of that, I'm like, why, I'm being called to solve her problem that I've been begging her not to create, and now she's created it, and now she's tripping out like it's happening to her, and she tells everybody she's a victim. And it's like this dynamic that is just so like painful for me to be a part of. Like it's like disgust when I'm with her.
Are you watching it through in the movie theater with Jesus?
Well, that's a great question, and I try. I've been trying. And so this is what makes her my greatest teacher. It's like, okay, I know all these things. Here I am. Like yesterday, she was calling me, and I just didn't. I couldn't answer. I couldn't even listen to her message. I'm like, delete.
Yeah, I do that too sometimes.
Yeah. And so I called my sister. I'm like, hey, could you call my mom, or our mom, and figure out what she wants? And my sister's like, I'm not gonna talk to her. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. She ended up calling, and my mom said something like, well, he's complaining that I only call for money, so I was just calling to have a conversation with him. I'm like, okay, well, you don't blow someone up and demand a conversation, So I was like, leave me alone.
In her mind, she
forever.
Felt like, I need to do this fast so that I can call him maybe again soon after that because I need the money.
She needs the money. Oh yeah. Well,
so hurry up and answer your phone so we can have a normal conversation, so I can call you back again and ask you for money.
Oh yeah, and it's funny you say that. She exactly does that. She exactly does that. And so, but it is a wonderful teacher because we are the same.
I wonder if this is what I would do if I were you, because I'm a weirdo. But I would set up like a separate phone, and I'm only saying this because I record sometimes when Jared and I get into fights. I'll record it and I'll be like, I'm recording this so that like I can show you how mean you are. And then I look back. Awesome. And I look back and I'm like, wow, this whole thing is fucked up, and I'm watching it in the movie theater, not with Jesus, but I will watch it with Jesus now.
Yeah.
But it's interesting when you look at it and you look at yourself as a different person, as like somebody, like a third person.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting. And I feel like you go, oh, well, that person could have not said that. And that person could, you know what I mean? And it's maybe if you record yourself having a conversation with her, you could look at yourself differently. I don't know, and be like, well, what could I have done differently there?
Indeed. Well, I don't talk to her at
Just
all.
A suggestion.
There's no conversations to be recorded.
Oh.
In fact.
Well, maybe make a movie where you're like
even when she calls. Yeah, it's. There's little I don't talk with her because she doesn't listen, and so there's no. There's no communication. Like any kind of communication like this does not happen. She doesn't have the capacity or the desire to hear it, and so I don't.
I had a friend like that,
and so that's fine. I've tried. I've given up trying to change her. So now. No, of course, if she wanted help, I'll actually spend an enormous amount of time trying to figure out how to help her. So it's not like I don't want to help her. It's what do you do? What do I do with someone who doesn't want help but just wants you to do what they want you to do in the moment to keep their superficial desires met, and then get the fuck away from me. Don't tell me what to do. It's really weird. dynamic
Mm.
with the concept of mom. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if a street person will ask me to do that, I'd be like, God bless you. No. But now this mom concept wants me to do that. And so I do over the years, all I do is what I feel good about doing. So I slow down, kind of like what you're doing, and I just don't engage with her until I feel okay about it. Because my knee-jerk reaction with her is disgust. Like, like this is it's just like it's like two people together and one person rolls their eyes at the other person like, I can't even hear their voice. It's driving me crazy. That's what I feel like with her. I'm like, can't even, it's just, and so I don't. How do you get out of that place? Well, I don't know. I don't know how to get out of that place, but I do know that my experience of her comes from my film, and so this is a hard one, but it's the same thing. So she becomes my greatest teacher in that way, and I don't know how we got on this, but that's where
She is you. Well,
and she is me.
it goes with the book.
Yeah.
Thank you for being vulnerable.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's because I'm so spiritual.
You're funny. It's crazy to think that, like, because I know a lot of people who've had, parents who were addicted and just narcissists, and they grow up to be these amazing, wonderful people. And you're like, how did that happen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think that the more, just like going to the gym, the more resistance you get that you use, the stronger you get. And you can get resistance and not use it, and it smashes you. That happens too, and that happens a lot. But those who are the most beautiful, Oswald Chambers, he wrote this devotion called "Utmost for His Highest." It's a famous devotion, Christian devotion. Oswald Chambers was a missionary for the YMCA, and he died on the mission field in World War II with the soldiers from malaria or something horrible. Anyway, he said those who go through the most hardship and the most loss and the most suffering in life and choose to move forward in love anyway become nourishment for other people.
What's his last name?
Oswald Chambers. He's a real beautiful man. So she's my teacher, and I'm thankful. And I've been totally derailed lately, and it takes a lot to, as I'm moving up the mountain, it takes a lot to derail me. But I get derailed occasionally, and if you look at it that way, like, wow, what a great opportunity. Like what else do you want to do if you want to grow? Wouldn't it be great to find a teacher that can help you grow? And I'm lucky enough to.
That is a really hard one, though, like how to enable somebody who's in a pattern and still care about them. And yeah, so
Well,
Or not.
I'm interested in hear how you figure it out.
yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, at a certain point, is it enabling to provide for someone's basic needs?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, if all they're doing, it's not,
Like,
if they're not your child, they're not 4 years old, they're a grown adult, and you do help them, and then they squander, so they put themselves back in the situation. I think that is enabling.
I feel like if you think of enabling in
Sure.
that way, like, like if something was to happen to you tomorrow, they would have to figure it out. Like, I feel like that's what happened with.
Oh, for sure. Her problems would get bigger because this is like she's made such bad decisions. She's in a very base level of existence right now, renting a 2-bedroom apartment and somebody else rents another room, and her body's broken down. She's in she uses a power chair. She can't stand up straight. But she treated her body so bad. It's like not an accident. She's so beat up. Very bad choices.
Yeah.
And so now she calls me for like, I just need money for toilet paper. stuff like, oh my God, I can't not do that. But it's just like call after call, and like things that if she were to take care of herself, she could take care of herself. But she won't.
Let me ask you this. You know how like,
And so do you let her die, and then the problems get worse, and then the rest of the family starts calling me like, are you not going to help her? And then I'm like,
gosh,
I don't want to help her. I think she
you
should
help
die.
her. Yeah. No, you don't say that.
Oh, for sure. Then that makes me feel guilty that wanting this person to die.
But why can't
the
those
repercussions
people help her?
of your problem?
That's wow. No.
The repercussions of your problem is
your
death.
family actually calls you and says, "Why are you helping her?"
Well,
that's not good.
Sometimes. Or what are we gonna do? Well, I can't help her.
Homeless people
who can help her
for money on the street, and then they go, "Don't give them money. They're gonna buy drugs. Get them food." So like, if she asks for toilet paper, like, can you just call like the delivery service and send toilet paper, and then she stops asking for. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, is it really going to toilet paper?
There's very elaborate things that I've done. But they all require more and more and more energy from me.
Yeah.
And so at a certain point,
I hear ya.
She's not trying to be difficult. She's trying to just fulfill her immediate need, and that's all she can handle. And so then I'm like, well, she's just mentally retarded, which she is. She's literally cooked her brain with drugs.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, poor lady is, I give money to people on the street. I guess I might as well just give to this crazy lady. She's assigned to me karmically.
Yeah.
And so then I'll do that for a while, and then I get to the place where I can't handle it anymore. I can't even engage with her. That's where I'm at right now. But then I'll get over it. Sure. like, wow, I'm such an asshole. This poor lady's just suffering. All right.
But she chose this path.
Yes,
right?
She did. Yes, she did.
Right, Sue?
Yes,
That's what we agreed on this morning. We chose this motherfucking path.
You did that. We don't ever know the details of how it unfolds like this, but yes, we did. And I chose her.
Yeah.
I chose her to be my mom for this.
Yep. Put her in the shopping cart.
Yep. She's there. So, all right, I'll give her a call.
Did you listen to that NDE I sent you? Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Remember, Sue, that one with the lady who
Yeah, it was so good.
Shopping cart.
That was a really good one. Yeah.
All right, cool. Sorry, we went down
a rabbit hole. All right, let's go.
Okay, thanks, Sue.
Thank you.
Letting me shift. I feel much better.
Yeah, thanks.
It was your turn. Both of us had our turns.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Very well.
Bye.